Hey, friends, welcome back to another episode of the Purpose Beyond Motherhood podcast. I'm here, Holly's here, and we have an amazing special guest with us. Lizelle is here. She is a fellow board member. She is an LPC. We're going to let her kind of just share all the things that she does, but she is a mom of four, right? Is it
Yes.
four? Okay, mom
Yes.
of four.
Blessings.
She is a superwoman, but she does have a beautiful story of infertility and just like how the Lord has blessed her. And she's just a wealth of knowledge. And I mean, not only because she's a board member, we wanted to have her on, but just she's
Yes.
fabulous, you guys. And I think that you're gonna love her because we just love her and adore
Mm-hmm.
her. And again, she just has so much wisdom.
Oh, thanks, Nicole. Thank
Yeah.
you. My name's Lizelle. I am a licensed professional counselor. Practice right here out of Frisco, Texas. Been doing it, I think, over 10 years. I've been in the
Wow.
mental health field about 15. So, a lot of experience. Got 4 kids, like Nicole was saying. So, have a journey through that experience as well. So the Lord is good, and He has blessed us with the kids and work, and I just love being with Nicole and Holly on 1212.
Yes. We love
Lizelle, you're
you.
so sweet. Yes, yeah, we love you so much. So today we're just gonna just jump right into including your spouse on this infertility journey. I will be the first one to admit I did not do
Mm.
this well.
Well,
I, I didn't do it well. I think I didn't even know how to do it, and I think
mm.
I I'll just talk about myself. I won't put you
Mhm.
guys in it. But I think as I assumed that
Mm.
my husband was like reading my mind, you know,
Yeah.
reading my mind of what I needed, what I wanted, and what I thought that this journey was going to look like. And so, Holly, what about you? Did
Oh my
you
gosh.
include John or were you just like on your own?
I think I tried to strong arm, thinking I didn't need his, I was like, I got
Oh,
this,
yeah.
and then I think the Lord quickly showed me the strength He brought in my, the Lord
That's
brought me
good.
strength, but also John had exactly what I needed. And I would have a pity party and he'd be like, you have to get up. You cannot cry about this. You have to get up and do something about it. And so, yeah, I think I tried to say, I don't need your help a little bit. And the Lord was like, that's cute. You do need his help. That's why I gave you each other. I was like, okay. But we do often say, or I often think about the fact that standing at the altar, if you would have told me the things we would go through, I would have said, no, that. We're going to have kids easy, whatever. But I think it's sweet to see how the Lord laces his faithfulness through every step of it all, and how much you really do need things in each other you didn't know you even needed.
Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
good.
That's so
But yeah,
beautiful. I like
thank
that
you.
you use laces too, because that reminds me of, scripture. The 3 chords cannot be
Mm,
easily broken.
Yes.
that's
So,
good.
yeah, very beautiful. I think that, you're right. I was guilty of that as well. I did not think to incorporate my husband. I would, he knew what the goal was. He knew that we were trying to have kids, but I think just that personal struggle of it, I was like, I've always kind of taken things on my own and just, handled it. And I'm like, I got this. And I think as I was learning and, praying and just talking to God about the process, and then as, I was practicing as a counselor and started working with women who deal with fertility, I was like, it's really about just being intentional, right? Intentionally including your spouse. I think oftentimes we just see them as like, oh, they're just right there, me and we're married, and you if you see that I'm upset, then join in, help me out. Like, I don't need to voice everything to you. But the journey of fertility needs more than that. It needs more than just, hey, notice I'm in a bad mood. I notice, I need your help, I need your support. But instead, we have to be able to voice that to them. I mean, the thing about men is that God wired them to be fixers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we
Yes,
just
he did.
say, yeah, fixers. And so if we just tell them, hey, I'm going through a hard time, this is what I need, most often they will just try their very best
Mm.
to support us in that way. So when I wanted to talk on the journey of fertility and how to support your spouse in that journey, there was like several points that came across. And as I was studying this and researching it, I was like, well, this just seems very, like, why wouldn't anybody think of that? But again, I just kept thinking, this is really about understanding it and being intentional about it. Like, for example, one of them is understanding that you are a part of the treatment process.
Mm.
So in the journey, I think what immediately comes to a man's mind is, well, it's her process. She's struggling. And I just want to be a good husband to her. Mind you, they don't know what to do, but they're like, okay. But as you go through that
Mm-hmm.
process, they see, oh, it could be me as well, or, oh, I didn't know I had to get tested or run, go through treatment process as well. But that's where it's like, okay, when you know that in the beginning or anywhere throughout the journey, when you know that you have to do this together, allow it to bring you closer
It's good.
in, not just like, okay, this is my journey and this is your journey, and we just don't ever talk about it. Because it can really help bond the marriage in that way. Just understanding, like, oh, we are in this together. You do have to
Mm.
go through something, testing as well for us to get our goal to have a baby.
It's good.
So, throughout the process, there's a lot of ups and downs and hurts. And when we go through the phase of the part of it where it hurts, who do we turn to
Mm.
get mad at, or as our punching bag? We turn to our spouse, right? And so it's, there's that point of never get into the blame game.
Mm.
Oh,
And
that's good.
because
It's really good.
when we do that, it just sends us backwards, like 10 steps backwards. It's not, productive to the process of like, hey, we're on a team. I think that there's other ways to blow that steam off, right? To
Mm-hmm.
process the difficulty of the journey. But when we get into the blame, it just like any marital situation, conversation, or dispute, when we get into the blame game, we immediately go into defense mode rather
Mm.
than like, oh, how can I help this process? How can I add to this? So it's just not good, like, especially in this in this journey, it's just not good to go into the blame game.
Yeah.
Um, Also, um, something to do together is to educate yourselves, each other. The guy doesn't always know what you're going through, and
Mm.
vice versa. Also, the specialists, your doctors, OBs, like anybody, they can give you information. They can set you up with support systems, whether individually or as a couple. There's more resources out there, but again, we have to. A lot of times when you go to sit in the doctor's office, they're not like, okay, here's all this stuff. They might throw you pamphlets, they, but they're not going to. They most often are not going to say, okay, well, here's a support group here. Here's this resource for you. Here's some, like, you almost have to ask for it.
Mm-hmm.
So again, you'll probably hear me say intentional a lot, but it's just kind of about knowing where you're at and knowing what you need,
Mm-hmm.
and then being intentional in that and asking. So
That's good.
again, yeah. Also, let's see, how can you support her? So, yes, it's about supporting her, and I'll get to supporting him as well. But with the supporting her piece, I think it's like that extra step that a husband can do to help support his wife, A lot of times, the day in and day out of the routine can be overlooked in the, like, how am I supporting my spouse? How am I supporting my wife? Oh, she's got the kids, she's doing the chores, doing her work, whatever it is, and I just come in and do the regular. But it's that extra step that they could take that says, okay, what do you need from me today? Yesterday was a hard day. This morning is a hard day. Today is a hard day. What more could I do for you? And it's just that extra question, that extra support that they can offer. Um, when I talk to couples about how to, just kind of pay attention to what the other spouse needs, I like to easily, I think I do this because it's a little bit more concrete. It's easy for, the husband and wife to understand, but I go back to like love languages.
Mm-hmm.
So, something as simple as love language and just the mere understanding that we all love differently. So, how do you love? What is your love language? Let me be sure that I love you based on your love language, not based on mine. So, if, let's say mine is gifts and yours is act, and mine is gifts and my husband's is acts of service. And he comes home and he cleans, and I'm just like, oh, he still doesn't think of me. And he's like, well, I did. I just, like, did the dishes for you and folded a little laundry. And I'm like, well, whatever. Like, I haven't seen you all week, and it's been a hard day. And then the next day he brings me flowers. Well, I'm just going to be like, oh my gosh, he thought of me. It's truly just that extra step. Now, I'm really not a gift. I'm an acts of service. Like, listen, I got 4 kids and laundry, like,
Yes.
so please fold some laundry. Um, and then let's see. Okay, so do not hesitate. Oh, actually, let me come to that one later. Always show her that you're on the same team, right? So
So good.
this can be, in the check-ins, talking to her, just knowing, like, um, I mean, in the appointments, whether or not you're able to make every single appointment together, a majority of them, it's good to always talk about it. How do you feel? Let's be sure that we're not only talking about our dreams and our goals, but also reality. Reality. If we can just stay in touch with the reality of the struggle, knowing that, okay, we tried it, we hope that this works. Like, our hope is not in this process, but allow your hope to be in the Lord and what He is capable of doing, because this process doesn't happen without Him.
It's good.
And so just to talk to each other about, where are we realistically feeling about this? This could go great. This could not. What would, if it doesn't, what is that going to look like? Maybe not every single time, but it is a point to touch on for sure. Um, and then let's see, skipping the baby oriented activities. So just understanding, that can be painful. I don't think that men typically understand. I know when we were going through it, oh my gosh, like, everybody I knew was like having a baby and a baby shower and all this stuff. And I was just like, I really cannot go. I cannot do this. And I remember my husband just kind of, like, he was like surprised that I couldn't go because I was very, like, social and I wanted to go to all my friends' things. And then when I just didn't, I was like, no, like, this just reminds me that of something that I don't have right now. And it just hurts too bad. I'm not in a place that I could go. So I think just having just a simple respect for each other in that. Also, when it comes to family, like, and so we bring the circle in a little closer to family events. So let's say, sister, sister-in-law, brother, brother-in-law, whatever, are having events and they're, like, upset. Oh, you're not going to come. Well, maybe if you and your spouse could talk about it, like, okay, we want to support our family, but how do we do that knowing that we're struggling as well? And let that be maybe a plan. Okay, we'll go for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, show our face, leave, and then make plans to decompress after that. Go to coffee, go eat, go get something to eat. Just decompress after that, knowing that, okay, we supported, it was hard, but let's go do something together. Um, so
That's so good.
yeah, but at the end of the day, do not hesitate or be afraid to get help if you need help, professional help. Just talking to somebody can really just allow that third party to help organize the thoughts, help you process those feelings, put words to them, allow you to express. It can be helpful. So don't hesitate to seek professional help if you need it.
I love that. I love so many things that you said. I have like one kind of question. Well, not a question. Well, yes. Do you ever, something that John and I just learned to do with each other was when I bring something to him or I'm like having a bad day or whatever it is, if it's fertility related or it's not, he'll say, do you want comfort or solutions? Because they are such fixers. I would like come to him and he would automatically start fixing. And I would be like, no. Like, I just want you to like hold me and let me have a minute. And then if I wanted a solution, same. So then he started using it on me as well, because I told him about it. And then he was like, that's great. And I thought he would use it more. Like I would use it more with him, but he's now using it with me. But have you used that before? Is that something?
Yes, I have used that. I've used it personally and I've suggested it to other couples because you're right. Personally, when I've gone through anything and I just need to just talk it out.
Yes.
Immediately my husband will come in and he'll just say like, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? I'm like, listen, I don't need that. Like what I need is you to just listen. And he's like, oh, okay. And I mean, it's good,
Yeah.
A lot of times, like in new couples and seasoned couples, we get into those conversations and they can quickly turn into fights and blow ups. We're just not on the same page.
Yes.
We just don't communicate the same. We're always fighting. And it can really just be little pieces that we offer each other to say, this is what I need from you. So it's really helpful. Yes, I love that. I love it.
And just so listeners can know, what's the name of your practice, or is it?
So I work for Intentional Counseling.
Okay.
But I work at that office in Frisco, and I work for myself. So
yes. I love that. Okay, so many good nuggets, Lizelle. Thank you so much just for speaking into these women and these couples and giving them tools to navigate this journey, because we know it's hard and you can't do it alone.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, sweet souls. Love ya. Thank you for sharing with us.
Love you.
Bye, girl.
Bye.
Oh, refined. I forgot. Okay, I even wrote it down. Y'all, I'm sorry. Our refined event, guys, is in April. I can't. You can't make this up. You can't. We're going to try this again. Ladies, our refined event is in April. We will send out details on that soon, but we really hope that you can attend. And we love you so much. You can't make up the fact that my dog just barked. We hope to see you there. Can't wait to see you. Goodbye. Why does this always happen?